forward march. And it's the march against oppression, forward march. Now Grenadians of all your nation, end of misery and oppression. So we build Grenada full with our song. Forward march, forward march, forward march against imperialism. Forward march, forward march, forward march against imperialism. Marshall fought for federation, forward march. We all fight for liberation, forward march. Now Grenadians across the nation, end of misery and oppression. So we fill Grenada full with our song. Forward march, forward march, forward march against imperialism. Forward march, forward march, forward march against imperialism. We have fought colonialism, forward march. We will fight imperialism, forward march. Now Grenadians of all the nation, end of misery and oppression. So we fill Grenada full with our song. Forward march, forward march, forward march against imperialism. Forward march, forward march, forward march against imperialism. We the workers fight for justice, forward march. In this struggle we are united, forward march. For now that we have fought the nation, we'll end corruption and oppression, and we build Grenada with these very hands. Forward march, forward march, forward march against imperialism. Forward march, forward march, forward march against imperialism. Forward!
Revolution, they cry. Everybody fighting, don't know who will die. Tuesday, March 1979. call it. Old people say, young people say, I and I say, the Rastaman say, the NJM say, the RS say, the OKH. For justice, equality, equal opportunity, ever more Grenadians say. Justice already to fight for smooth and efficiently all through the night. And thousands of homes sleeping deep in their beds. Freedom fighters render their blood to be shed. The grace of the masses, the cry of the poor, the guns of the democracy of victory too. Prophecy fulfilled when a dull leader's gone. Once more leader victories of all. The people call it, old people say, young people say, I and I say, Rastaman say, NJM say, ERA say, the OKH. For justice, equality, equal opportunity, ever more Grenadians say. Liberation at last. Long live the struggles of the working class. With patriotism and dedication, we rise every day to meet the morning sun. Forward ever, backward never is upright. We can be free now, the pain of paradise. This struggle is long, and we'll feel the pain, but believe and will win. The people call it, old people say, young people say, I and I say, the Rastaman say,
struggle for rights, struggle for freedom. People yearning, people learning, look yonder propaganda about the Cubans in Grenada, about the Cubans in Jamaica. People yearning, people learning, look yonder propaganda about the Cubans in Grenada, about the Cubans in Jamaica. He said, we listen what the people say. Cuba help us and no take no pay. He said, we listen what the people say. Cuba help us and no take no pay. When the Zulia, when we got this down, look on the work of the Cuban doctor. People yearning, look yonder propaganda. He said, we listen what the people say. The fascists will not have this way. He said, we listen what the people say. The fascists will not have this way. In Jamaica, on this rock, yeah, I say on ya. People yearning, people learning, look yonder propaganda. Me say, listen what the people say. Away with the CIA. Me say to listen what the people say. Away with the CIA. In Uruguay, in Jamaica, in Chile, Nicaragua. People yearning, people learning, look yonder propaganda. Me say to listen what the people say. Nothing can stand in the people's way. Me say to listen what the people say. Nothing can stand in the people's way. Our resolution is reconstruction. Dash where superstition. People yearning, people learning, look yonder propaganda. Me say, listen what the people say. Cuba help us and not take no pay. Me say, listen what the people say. The parties will not have this way. Me say, listen what the people say. Away with the CIA. He said, listen what the people say. Nothing can stand in the people's way. He said, listen what the people say. Look yonder. He said, listen what the people say. Propaganda. He said, listen what the people say. Look yonder. He said, listen what the people say. Propaganda. He said, listen what the people say. Look yonder.
the black man, thank you. Grenadians teach me my biggest lesson. And who alone from them I am sorry. But listen to the lessons Grenadians teach me. They teach me capital, social, or communism. It's the same gun that all of them on. And from the time you team up with them, like Grenada, you're straight on the losing end. My friend, my friend.
Stay away from them, yes, all them is on this confusion.
You must have a nuclear weapon just to hold on to your wisdom. One is with a gun telling you to vote. One saying to vote with a bomb at your throat. They're saving all the arms and ammo for me and selling the wheat for the enemy. Got to stay away from them ism. All them ism is just schism. From the time you team with one of them is the first thing they're talking about is protection. Double tax of people fool your treasury. You got to maintain an efficient army. And too much pressure from the opposition. They could always rent your whole battalion. And when you get in excess out of the way, how much life it costs you could never save. No way, no way, no way. Got to stay away from them ism. All them ism is confusion. You must have a nuclear weapon just to hold on to your ism. Rescue mission to help Grenadian. Rescue mission to Afghanistan. Rescue mission go you all over. But no rescue mission to South Africa. Got to stay away from them ism. All them ism is just ism.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I will be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
Just to hold on to your
Yes, I do know today is supposed to be a holiday, yes. But, you know, I'm going to be out regardless of what, yeah.
But no rescue mission to South Africa. Got to stay away from them ism. All them ism is just ism.
A special good night to those of you listening via the various mediums. I'm not sure if 91.9, 91.5 is on with us tonight. I know sometimes they come on a Thursday. I'm not sure if they're on with us tonight.
Remember when Grenada had a ism? That everybody say was bamboo suppression.
But special good night to all of you on the live. Before I go to anybody, let me say a special good night to two people. To Jill Williams and Nurse Wendy Maguire, because I know for some reason, I don't know if Facebook doing it kind of, Facebook doing your own kind of thing, who couldn't post and who couldn't come on, all kind of thing for the past few days, but I think I've seen at least one on. Jill, you're there, Jill? Yeah, let me know if you're there wrong, Miguel. I know I'm seeing Nursey now, so, and I know you were on last night, so.
All them is a misconfusion. You must have a nuclear weapon just to hold on to your ism.
Yes, it is, it was National Heroes Day. I think there's some candlelight activity. Somebody sent a picture for me. Somebody who have a picture, send a picture. Yeah, I think there's supposed to be some candlelight activity taking place on the Carnage tonight. I don't know, yeah. Good night to you, Jacket Man. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Yes, folks, I do have the flu. Yeah, it's coming down on me. Don't worry. I've got my bush tea waiting for it when I get home. I already boil it. So
The time is right now more than ever.
I ain't looking forward to that Zeba Pick, but me and some Zeba Pick go in and have a little conversation later.
Where man would respect a man as a man, and not through color and superior weapon. Where he must be equal, righteous and fair, and realize that the earth is for all to share. And to his fellow man always be true.
You gotta stay away from them ism, eh?
They come here what I go do, and you too, but you stay away from them ism.
Let me say a good night to all of you under the YouTube. Let me see who's there. Carl Jones, good night to you, my brother. Janice Mitchell, Sherma Jeremiah, good night to you. And Zayla Alban Harris, good night to you. Kathleen Ledlow, Phyllis Mitchell, Gavin Thomas, Jenny Samuel, good night to you. Baby Daddy Sky, good night to you. Agnes Henry, Shrajan John, Miriam Samuel out there in London, special good night to you, my dear. Well, actually, good morning to you. I think it's about morning time there now. Nice, good night. Michelle Alexander, Jacinta Livingston, good night. Good Life, Maud Martin, Adrian Watts, good night to you, bro. Henry Shaitan, Maria Noel, Vanessa Lalji, Matthew Boyne out there in Brooklyn as usual. Good night to you. Marilyn Panchu, Jenna Benjamin, Christine Otley, and Marie Celestine Grant. Good night to you. Fitzroy Phillip, Jackie Raymond, Michelle Alexander, Wilma Devonish, Patsy Frank, Carib Spice, Jerome Lewis, Alcy Peters, Sandra Pascal. Good night to you. And Xavier, good night. And what she tell me, I have to tell Deshaun good night too. She said, right, yeah, well, no, you wasn't there. But I gave a warning. When I tell her good night, I have to also tell Deshaun good night too. So good night to you, Deshaun. Right, Sandra. Gemma Warwood, Dominic Leroy, Amanda Moses, Deborah Laborde, Cindy Thomas, let me see, Kathleen Knight, Anastasia Peterson, Claude Abraham, Jacinta Alves, Gloria Francois, Raphael Jr. Williams, Jacket Man, Eliza Bernard, Kim Creedland, Ann Andrews, Angie, and Faithlyn Halley Douglas. I see you there. Marilyn Ferguson, of course, you're in. Maria Marcel, Janice Mitchell, Clive, what go, boy? Partners. Brenda Phillip, Natalia John, Stephen Simon, Oswald Belfon, Sherms Hostin, let me see, Bernadette Filbert, Zandra Ross, Public Notice, Anna Lois, and I think I missed out somebody there, you know. Yeah, I think I missed out somebody there. Don't worry. One Monsieur Opacio, I'll find you. And let me see, those of you on the Facebook, of course, Christine Adams, good night to you, cuz Hermione Cullis, Gillian Prescott, Nesta Sinclair, Betty James Arnold, Olive McQueen, Jocelyn Matheson, Ingrid Bourne, Cindy Charles, Sonny Green, Cynthia B, Ruth Thomas, Hisdon Augustine, Evelyn Narayan, Patsy Budd, Norma Roberts, Rennie Boo, good night to you. Nakisha Jones, Ann Jackson, Dennis Fabio, Rodney Barry, Anna Lewis, Diana Romney, Ann Jackson, Mavis Thorne, Edlin David, McLean Mitchell, Etta Batiste, Susan Steele, Theresa Collymore, Theresa Gill, Charmaine Thomas, Tegwa, Glenda Robinson, Rita Mavis Pear, Langdon Jane, of course, Nursey Maguire. Good night to you, Wendy Ann. Delisa Bob, Winnie Simon, Sean Batiste, Langdon, I didn't think I call you out for the night. Langdon Jane, good night. Laslyn Douglas, Claude Abraham, right, let me see, Maria Ramsey, good night to you, and all of you just joining. Yes, okay, Jill, I see you there, right, nice. Mark getting out of order, Market Block, Jill and Wendy, and of all people, Wallan Akwat, Kendall Joseph, good night to you. Cousin Levine, good night to you, adorable Kathy. And Angus George, Latoya Maguire, John Adams, Ellie Noel, good night to all of you. Kathy Pope, special good night. And Landa Ragbasing, good night to you, bro. Let me see who else is there. Right, I think that's Carol Celestine, good night. Right, Veronica Bailey, Reverend Cox, parang, brother. Bernadette Joseph. All right, yeah. So a special good night to each. Enid Decoto, Dwight Ferguson. Yeah, good night to each and every one of you. I hope that you all are having a fabulous night tonight. All right, yeah. So let's get the thing started. Remember, right now you've got to like and share. We got to see the numbers going up. Some people may be unaware that the program is on tonight. So let's see the numbers going up. On you, those of you who are presently on Facebook, you need to, at this point in time, like and then share the live. All right, like and share the live. If you're not sure how to do it, let somebody show you how to do it so we can fix you up. Nice. Like and share the live. And those of you on YouTube, remember to like the live. All right, like it. If you could share it, yeah, it's kind of more complicated on YouTube to share it, but you could share it to WhatsApp and thing from YouTube if you know what you're doing. All right, so let's like and share. Make sure we get the message out. And folks, remember the events coming up. Remember, we do have, let me just pull it up here. All right, yeah, we do have the NNP Social, and that's coming up. Yeah, pretty soon. That's coming up. Let me just put it up on the screen so that you can see. We have the NNP Social Meet and Greet. That's taking place on Sunday, the 29th of October at the Cuthbert Peters Park Hard Court, up there in Guelph St. John. Starting time 12 p.m. So there'll be eats and drinks on sale. There'll be different board games and different activities taking place there. So come on out and meet, greet, mingle with the various members of the new National Party, and even people who may not be members, you know, but they're coming across because they want to support. All right, so that is taking place on Sunday, the 29th of October at the Cuthbert Peters Hard Court in Guelph St. John, starting from 12 noon. So organize your transport. Get in touch with your constituency representatives. Get in touch with your constituency representatives, and you can organize your transport and thing, you know, yeah, because you have enough people, you make up a bus, you want to come down and so on, right? Or you know somebody that have a ride and might be coming, and you want to ask them nicely if you can also be facilitated to come on down. Yeah, talk to them and we go organize the thing. Nice, beautiful. So that one is coming up. That's the social on the 29th of October. You also have taking place the Lovers Night Out. That's the St. Patrick West Constituency branch. They are having Lovers Night Out back in time party. That's taking place on the 28th of October. Admission only $5. It's at the Arena Nightclub. And DJs Mega Mix and Just Gus. All right, they have several giveaways starting from midnight. So dress to impress, and you're coming outside. Nice. The dress code is Glow in Style. Don't miss it. That's happening on the 20th of October. Right? That's next week Saturday, not this Saturday. Next week Saturday, that one is taking place. All right, nice. And St. George Anglican Church, they are having their mini fair that's taking place next week Wednesday. Next week Wednesday is a holiday as well. So next week Wednesday, starting from 1 p.m. going up until 10 p.m. So they'll have various games, stalls, cakes, bakes, all different things on sale. Sauce and them kind of things, chicken and chips, all different things they'll have on sale there. It's taking place at the St. Luke Church grounds down there in Grenville Vale, St. George. And Solid Bar proceeds in aids of the St. George Anglican Church Organ Fund. So head on out and lend your support. Once you are able to do so, head on out and lend your support. All right. And then remember, the Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch of the New National Party, right, they are having, in the New York chapter of that branch, they are having their fish fry fundraiser that's taking place on the 18th of November. They're starting from 12 p.m. until it are no more fish and thing, right? So that one is coming up. Get your tickets early. Contact Nisha at 347-683-1997. Jacinta at 917-615-4918. And Wilson on 917-754-1319. All right, it's going to be taking place on 302 East 91st Brooklyn, New York 11212, between Lenox and Clarkson. So head on out. They're gonna have escovitch, fried fish, all kind of fish, right? Chicken, pork, goat, cuckoo, chow mein, rice and peas salad, and much more. So head on out to that activity. All right, nice, beautiful.
Busy politicking, busy neglecting, busy inflicting poverty and hunger throughout Grenada. 1,000 Frenchmen can never be wrong, but you hold your yellow conviction strong, strong, strong. So why not send them advisors home? They're sucking money like water in foam. And rehire the imanis, less stress on the economy.
Also, you have the barbecue luncheon by the St. David's Arm, the Women's Arm in St. David. And that is taking place on the 3rd of November at 11 a.m. at the party office in La Sagesse, St. David. So that's the new National Party, St. David Women's Arm. They're having their barbecue luncheon. And that's going to be taking place on Friday, the 3rd of November at 11 a.m. The venue, the party office in La Sagesse, St. David's. So head on out there, and you could, make your local order and thing before, you'd have to wait until the day you could make your local order. Price of the tickets only $20. All right, so you can check them out. They have chicken, fish, different things. Yeah, so you could check them out and get your lunch organized. You understand? It's starting from 11 a.m. so you have it in time for lunch and so on. All right. Folks, we're going to open the phone lines as well tonight. We're going to keep the phone lines open for the entire night tonight. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. We're going to keep the phone lines open. All right, nice, beautiful.
So I'm running up my mouth. And I'm counting no chicken before the hatch. Politicians sometimes farm a crooked badge. After they get the vote, they now sing one note. But here comes Fort Judy and Nancy Payne with $1 million house and brand new car on the scene, while our hungry belly's still grumbling. And you trick us with campaign, bro.
I took some time. I didn't sit and look at the entire activity today, but I took some time to look from time to time at what was taking place at the stadium. And it just goes to show what we have been saying on this program, what various people have been saying for the past few weeks since that announcement was made about 19th of October being a holiday. There is a lack of interest by the majority of Grenadians in celebrating or taking part in an activity that it seems as though not even the government is clear on what they're celebrating. They're not even clear on what they're doing. So it seems as though what they had was a kind of forced activity, and then you didn't see the type of turnout that you would expect to see at a national something that you think had all of this backing. And so let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good night.
Well, Sheldon.
Good night.
Yeah, the breakfast, the St. John Northwest fundraising breakfast, the 4th of November. I send for you on the chat.
Yeah, but you're there now, so go right ahead. Tell folks.
Yeah, the St. John Northwest fundraising committee. We have a breakfast in front of Jalian Shop. Come November the 4th, starting time 6 a.m. in the morning. Alright, so all the information is in chat. I can't remember it off my head.
Okay, but at Jalian Shop, and what's the date again?
The 4th of November.
Okay, great.
That's
all right. Yeah, that's the Saturday. Yeah. All right, my brother. Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yes, indeed, folks. And the phone lines are open for 440-7377. Remember, yeah, you see, I get up just now. Yeah, I forget my water on that side. Yeah, you've got to check with Cammy. Yeah, she had the t-shirt. Some of them asking, well, the city green, yeah, but we have the large. We did not have much in the XL, and it kind of had people lined up for the XL already. So that's out of the window already. But we will be getting some XL. So if you know is that XL you need, we're going to try to get some of those. But we do have the large in the green. We do have some small in the green as well. We have medium and small in the and large in the red and in the blue and in the black. So you can get small, medium, and large in all of those. In the green, you can get the small and you can get the large. All right. 4407. And if it's anything, you could also message me on 440-7377. You could message me there and let me know. Someone has just messaged. You can message me there and let me know, and we'll organize the suit. All right. 440-7377. That's 440-7377.
We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the
Yeah, so I was saying, when it comes to what I saw today, now, the October Martyrs Foundation, Maurice Bishop, October 19th Foundation, I understand when it comes to them and the volume of people, they have usually been a group. It doesn't be hundreds of people that does be there. So I understand for them and what I saw. But what I saw at the stadium there, I think up to now, a lot of people still not sure what they're celebrating. We've got a call online. Good night.
Hello?
Hi, good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead. Yes, you're live, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's talking point.
Yes, it is, and you are live.
Yeah, I would like to know if today was intercall.
Well, intercall?
Yeah.
No, I don't find so.
Yeah, because what I saw in East Stadium was school children.
Well, my friend, I understand where you're coming from, and it shows a level of desperation by the organizers to try to get people there. So what they did is that they told some of the schools that you have to send, and they organized buses to bring some school children down. Yeah? But when you look, you realize the entire thing was disorganized and a failure. What are we really celebrating today? Do you know? You're a Grenadian citizen. Do you know what you're
I really
celebrating
don't know.
today? And
I thought it was intercall.
you see? And that's the thing. A lot of people are not clear on what they're celebrating today, and according to you, it looked like intercall.
Yeah, because I asked them school children.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, though. Very unfortunate.
All right,
All
then.
right. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Now, what happened is they realized that they were not getting the reception that they were looking for. And what they did is they decided to try and get a set of school children now to come into the stadium and fill the seats, so you would say, well, we had a lot of people there because you had school children. Now, what school child getting a day off and want to go and sit down in the stadium into relation to something that they're not even sure what they're going to or why they're going? Yeah? They're not even sure. Is it Heroes Day? Are we celebrating heroes? If so, who are the heroes that we are celebrating? Because according to the utterances of the government themselves, we have no heroes yet. Heroes have not been selected. The process is starting so that we can decide who, well, I'm saying we, but you know they already have in mind who they want as the heroes. Yeah, they're just going to go through a process to put who they already decide they want as heroes. But what took place today was not in recognition of any heroes. If today is National Heroes Day, who are the heroes that you're celebrating? So why could you not say, okay, as of 2024, we are going to officially recognize National Heroes Day? Was it necessary to place National Heroes Day on a day that the only other day might say was this tragic in the history of Grenada was when the Caribs had to jump over the Caribs Leap in Sautez? That's the only other day that you probably had that volume of things taking place in Grenada. Yeah, when the Caribs went over the cliff. Yeah. So why select this day to say that you're having Heroes Day? And I listened to the minister. He for himself doesn't seem to be clear on what they're doing today. You listen to the Prime Minister, you listen to the members of the committee. They for themselves stumbling and fumbling when asked questions because they for themselves don't seem to be clear on what we had to do and what was being done today. So you're telling me that you're lighting candles on the coronage tonight for the heroes? Then if it is so, if you are lighting candles on the coronage for the heroes on Heroes Day, not Remembrance Day, yeah, today's Heroes Day. If you are lighting candles on the coronage, are you lighting those candles for the heroes? If that is so, then it means that you've already selected who the heroes are. But otherwise, you have been telling us that you have not selected the heroes. So it's confusing. It is confusing to the vast majority of Grenadians to what is being celebrated today. Are we celebrating? Are we remembering? What are we doing today? Because it seems as though those who made the decision, like they make the decision and then they're trying to force a meaning onto it. Not that there was a meaning and you're trying to create a space for it, but that they selected a day which in their mind they believed was politically expedient. That's the best day for them because they believe that they're going to be able to get some categories of people over on their side, and some people go say, whoa, wonderful achievement, and you've done that, and so on. Yeah, they thought that there's some sort of political capital. This is nothing about caring about people who lose their family on the 4th on this day. This is nothing about that with these individuals. Let's just make that clear. This has nothing to do for them. This has nothing to do with about who lost family on the 4th that day. This is about seeing yourself slipping politically and deciding to try something. Because if you listen to them, remember, last year, October 19th, exactly 1 year ago today, Ron Redhead came out and said that October 19th would be an official holiday. And so, what did we hear after that? He started to wheel back on it. No, it's not going to be a holiday. Was a mistake. And we're going to do different. Just roll back on it. Yeah? Roll back on the entire thing. Then started to say that you'd have a week of activities leading up to between October the 19th or leading up to October the 19th to the 25th or whatever it was, that they would have some week of activities or how much days of activities and so on. That did not materialize. We did not know week and no months of activities. It did not materialize. Yeah? Then afterwards, when asked that question just a few months ago in a forum in St. George, Northwest, he said, we have too much holidays. So we're not considering making October 19th a holiday because we have too much holidays. I'm sorry I can't pull all the clips for you today, but my laptop has decided that it's gone to the great beyond. So I kind of have a kind of fix-up thing I'm using here today. So I'm not able to walk with all those clips and so because my laptop decided he had it. Yeah, he say I'm using it too much. Right. So he said that they can't have the 19th because we have too much holidays as it is and the economy and you're losing money and all that sort of thing. He made that statement just a few months ago. And then just weeks after you're hearing October 19th is a holiday and we're going to be launching independence celebrations on that day. Today, 40 years to the day, they wanted to be launching independence celebrations. Again, in my mind, it shows a lack of emotion. Emotional intelligence. Yeah? It shows a lack of emotional intelligence. As far as I'm concerned. So you make a holiday and you're still not even sure. The committee members ain't sure. And not one of them. They have the opportunity, they could call this phone line right now. Not one of them can defend what is taking place today and say that they know what they are doing. And I'm not talking about just making October 19th the holiday. But if you make October the 19th the holiday and you say reflection day, day of reflection or whatever, that is one thing. But if you don't do that, if you decide that you say, well, Heroes Day, so you're celebrating heroes, you're celebrating. You're not just remembering. You're celebrating heroes on this day. Everybody's confused. So when you tell people come out in the stadium, you expect people... Now, you have the Martyrs Foundation, Miss Peggy Nesfield and company, who for the last 39 or so years have been doing their ceremony in remembrance of those who died on that day. They have been doing their ceremony in remembrance of those who have died. Yeah? And they've been doing that for the last 39 or so years. Instead of organizing together with them, so that whatever you're having today, you would have had one ceremony. Instead of you trying to force a point that you government and you want to have your thing because you want your different political people to be able to get to air their views and say what they want to say and come and take a picture and say that they was there. Because you're trying your very best to try now to model the Prime Minister as though he's the new Maurice Bishop. Your very best, because you want to try and model him now. He's the new Maurice Bishop. Yeah? So you try to force the activity today. And you see what happened. My friends, the MPs who are on the opposition side, Honorable Peter David, Honorable Clarice Modest, Honorable Emlyn Pear, Honorable Kate Skeeter Lois Peters, and leader of His Majesty's opposition, former Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. These individuals were not invited to organize any buses and so to send people down there. The committee was on radio and TV telling people contact your constituency offices to organize for buses to go down to the activity today at the stadium. They had things on the internet telling people contact your constituency offices. But when they were speaking about constituency offices, they were not speaking about the constituency offices of these 5 people. They were speaking about the usurpers, the people who in them constituency that get real blows. But they have decided to put as their constituency rep, not the government constituency rep, because they could never be the government constituency rep. But as their NDC constituency rep, some of them are office, all kind of thing. I don't know what they're doing with office. If you have an NDC office, you have an NDC office. But you cannot have an office as member of for instance, St. George Northwest. You can't have an office and say you're the member for St. George Northwest, because St. George Northwest, the former Prime Minister, won his seat, and by one of the largest margins, if not the largest margin, he won his seat. Yeah? But last minute now, day before, when they realize flour more than water, so the thing ain't mixing, it ain't gripping. They can't get it to stick together, to stay together and to gel. They start phoning around now to the various MPs to ask them about bus, which is the first time that the MPs were hearing about that. We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night, sir.
How you do, boss?
I'm quite fine. You go right
Boss,
ahead.
we had a marvelous time today.
All right, wonderful.
We was at the Presbyterian Church,
Yes, I saw you all.
and we had more people than what I see in the stadium.
I know about that
We're
one.
looking good. And Sheldon, people voicing their opinion right now. Because there's so much opinion today from people, listening to people, concerned for what affecting them and what things are going on in the country. So Sheldon, I understand they wanted the MP, to bring people down to the stadium.
But they only told them that day before. They did not inform the MPs anytime before. Well, not only now for now, it's disrespectful because, number one.
Very disrespectful.
Yeah,
and not only that.
Here's what. They're running seed. They're running seed too.
Calling on the MP to bring people in the stadium when he had called Dr. Mitchell and called him some kind of name. Remember?
But not only that, what's saying?
He job in Parliament.
They didn't even want to run seed through the offices of the MP. They don't want no connection with the MP's office. So they're running their own seed thing. They're running their own housing unit. The housing officer not speaking to Dr. Mitchell or to Peter David or Emlyn Pierre or Kate Lois. They're not speaking to them to say, well, okay, these are the needs of the people and we're doing that. They're speaking to Lacret and Claudette and these people and them to organize things for and that is disrespectful.
Right.
That is disrespectful.
And then you want them to come and organize things. And today, Sheldon, we had a good time. I don't like to tell you. We had a wonderful singing. We had wonderful gesture there. People, you had people talk about Morris and stuff like that. But also, Sheldon, I could tell you, for what I see today, Sheldon, we're looking good. We're looking great. We're looking good. NNP looking good. And we didn't have that because of NNP. We have that because of the people that lost their life. We had flowers distributing. We had photo being taken. And it was a wonderful service. It was great. And Dr. Morris could testify to that. It was wonderful.
Yes, my brother.
I tell you, it was great.
And you're looking forward to next year, of course.
And I don't like to tell you, we're looking forward to our next service like that.
Yeah.
God spare life again. But I'm telling you, we should have more. Although we have a lot of people, but I was looking for more people to come out. From St. George's.
They organize.
They was not aware of it, I don't know.
But not only that too, transportation on a day like today is a problem. Now, if it's a normal, a normal week with buses and so running into town, because this is a location that was in town, there would be more people. Definitely there would be more people coming out. But when you're not sure you're getting there and how you're getting back, it's a problem. Yeah? And remember, the people who are doing the Martyrs Foundation, they don't have no pile of people backing them with millions of dollars, you know. This is thing that they're just fighting up and try and do.
And
so
to
even get 100 people out is amazing for them to be able to do. Yeah?
Yeah.
So when you look at that and you look at what happened in the stadium with people who holding $5 million to say for activities that had included the activities for today, yeah, that they were supposed to be having. So I assume that they're using out of that for this. It's sad, brother. It's sad.
Boss, all I know, we just have to keep courage, keep the faith up, be strong, NNP, be strong, hold to your guard, get registered, do the right thing, because I don't think this fellas them go last long. I don't think they go last long. People crying, Sheldon. I tell you, when I hear people cry today, so Sheldon, young youths, young people who vote for them are crying. There's some young people today who say they did vote for them. They did vote for them, but yet they are bawling. If they say the family vote for them and stuff like that, and they are crying, they're asking them to leave. You can't run the country, you can't make it. People are crying and bawling. And when there's a state on MP are bawling. But we see today who bawling. The people are fed up. You can't make it in the country. Leave it and go now. We go take it from where you left off. Because people need hope. And it's only through the new national party could bring hope. Through Dr. Mitchell. Only he. Because he knows what it takes. He knows to run. That is why he said today, he knows to set a cricket field. That is why he's a good cricketer. He knows where the bad ball, where to put the bad ball.
My friend, what I keep seeing is that they are trying their very best. And they started it from even before the election campaign. There's a picture that exists with Maurice Bishop sitting, speaking with some nurses. I believe that picture came out, I think, down in Granans where they used to have the dome, down on Granans Beach. I think he was meeting with nurses somewhere down there, and they had that picture with him in the dome. What they did, they started taking out pictures of the present Prime Minister, then political leader of the NDC, in similar light. They're trying to, so people would see that picture and think of Bishop. You understand? So they start trying to, there's a whole movement and a whole mechanism to try to make Deacon Mitchell into Maurice Bishop. When the only things that two of them have alike is that they've been the leader of the country and that both of them have a name that starts with M. One is Maurice and one is Mitchell.
But you know what amazed me today? I was looking for them to be on the foot. You know, even though to pay the respect to the people that lost their lives, but that jumped from the foot. Because some family don't find the body even to bury. We had flowers to distribute up there. You know, it was amazing. And I understand they're having candle lighting on the coronation night.
Well, I say,
be on the foot
somebody,
and pay respect to the people.
Somebody need to send
families that lost their loved ones.
Somebody need to send me a picture. I need to see what's going on the coronage.
Oh, boy, what these fellas are sick, you know. I'm talking about Heroes Day. Heroes Day, and you're there on the coronation night lighting candles. None of them come on the foot.
Well, are they lighting candles for the heroes? How does lighting candles come together with heroes? How does that join in with Heroes Day? You see, that's what's confusing people, and that's why people who even had transport and could have taken part would not take part because they don't know what they're taking part in.
It's obviously. They
don't know.
You just get up overnight. You don't say what you have. You go have a body put in place, and to get the whole under the whole and get under the whole umbrella of the thing to find out how the things work. What took place? You just get up, and because you know Maurice was there, you just get up and say you having a heroes thing, and you just put a holiday. Thing don't operate so, brother. These men working by gas. They're working by gas. They don't working by things. They don't working by positivity. They're just working because they hear certain things and they believe in certain things, and they just go with what they believe. Things don't operate so. And then you want people to come to the stadium to come and jump up and laugh and grin with you. You're talking inside the stadium. You had a pump. What was a pump when you had your budget? Now you're there in the stadium speaking and people are looking at you. The conductor tells you that you need to go. You need to go. When people are clapping for you, people are speaking, don't want to listen to you. It's time for you to go. People getting fed up. They're hurting. And you're not doing anything. You're not even rectifying the people that lost their 150. You say, well, okay, you 450 don't enough, give 600. You take 150 from the people and you're not rectifying it. People going to the hospital, there's no medication. It's time that you leave.
My brother, thank you for your contribution.
Have a good night, bro.
All right. 4407377. It's now 43 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. I can't believe that I'm on that time past already there. 43 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Yeah, people kind of confused. They're still trying to figure out what were we celebrating today, or was this Remembrance Day, or was it Heroes Day? If it is Heroes Day, why are we lighting candles on the Carnage tonight? Yeah, they're trying to force the issue as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, what are we really celebrating today? We've got a call online. Good night. Hello. Hello, caller, you're live. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, good night, my dear. Let's listen to us on the phone line. You'll hear us. Go right ahead.
I just called to find out something. I signed up for the housing, but I don't know what's going on with it.
Oh, you didn't get you signed up for one of the low-income houses?
Yes.
You heard nothing from the housing authority?
I don't hear nothing at all.
What I would say is that they put out a list last week of several people that they've been trying to find. I do not know if your name might be on that list, because I don't know why they're trying to find those people.
Yes,
I don't
because
know.
I saw the list and I looked on it, but I didn't saw my name on it.
Yeah, but the thing is, they didn't say why they're looking for those people. I don't know if it's people who got houses but they couldn't find them. I don't know if it is people that owe the housing authority, so they're trying to find them to pay. I don't know. They didn't say, well, we're seeking these people for or because of, or as they just said we're looking for these people. What I would do if I were you, my dear, I would contact the housing authority and ask a question.
Okay, no problem.
Next thing the list with your name did fall behind somebody's desk. So call them and ask a question.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, my dear. And I do hope that you are successful.
Okay, thank you.
All right, my dear. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And that's the kind of thing. I saw them put out that list last week with various people. And if it's people that have gotten houses, but they're unable to contact them, I could understand why. Because quite a few of these people, I know them personally, and they're not living in Grenada. They're not here. Some of these people are in England, some are in the United States, and some are in Canada. I could identify them. I know their name. Yeah? I know the people. And in one case, one of these individuals has not been here for the last 3 years. So that means their application was inside since before COVID. Because that individual, as I remember correctly, left the island before COVID hit. And that person has not been back to Grenada since. It also means that something kind of, you understand, something kind of funny when it comes to the process of selecting people. Because if the process was being done properly, if there was a proper process in selecting, they would know that these people have not been in Grenada in some instances as long as 3 years. So you know what's going on. Yeah, the process is flawed. It is flawed. And I ain't talking about flaw as flooring. It's flawed. Yeah? Because how could you select somebody who doesn't even live in Grenada? So you're telling me they didn't go and check, because they say they do proper checks to select the people, isn't it? They said they did proper checks, even though they refused to tell us the committee, because they're afraid we start to see this one cousin and that one brother and this one grandfather, the gas space and all kind of thing, and other people who applied long before them didn't get. They're afraid we see that. So they're not telling us the names of the people on the committee. And let me ask my good friends the 5 MPs who are sitting in the House of Representatives, together with the 3 senators in the upper house, to please pose that question in Parliament for me, please. We want the answer. We want to know the names of the members of the selection committee. Because that selection committee, in my mind, is suspect. I ain't taking it back. Is suspect. We want to know who they are because we want to draw the correlation between how some people chop the line. As they say, jab chopping the line. How some people chop the line. How their name was not there up to last year. They applied after you had people that were on that list from OEOHO. Some of them name was even there in phase 1. They didn't get through in phase 1. But the hopes were that they would get through in phase 2. People that applied when these houses, the application process for these houses opened and they applied and so on. And now you have people that only applied last year and get through. And the other people who've been there waiting years did not get through. And yet still, you have a situation where there are people on that list that I know for a fact, I'm not guessing this, I'm telling you, there are people on that list of names who have been outside of Grenada for at least 3 years. So how the selection committee don't know that? How the selection committee does not know that these people have been living in the UK for the last 3 years or living in Canada or the US for the last 2 and 3 years. They have been out. They have not been here. What process did they use to make selections so that they could not find out that these people are not here? That's why we need to know the members of the committee. Oh dear, I hit the wrong one. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night, bro. How are you?
Good, man, good.
Yeah, man.
I was just calling to find out something about... a friend called me and asked me if the government of Grenada into real estate now. Because he thinks from Florida and he heard something in Florida. He says someone tell him about the Prime Minister was like the 500 Grenadian style houses, he started campaigning to sell them to foreigners.
Well,
so
my
I
friend,
don't know.
The arrangements in relation to those houses would be similar to the arrangement for the ones that have just been distributed. So you could be very sure that the vast majority of Grenadians on a low income will never have an opportunity to own any of those 500 houses.
Trying to ask the Grenadians who are abroad, he's telling them that, they could buy a house down there. So he's a real estate agent we have, not a government anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought the houses was for Grenadians. And I ain't talking about foreigners. I'm talking about people who cannot afford. Because even the bank, I was listening to Jenny today, and even the bank don't know what they're talking about.
Well, my friend, again, it's confusing because remember, I've played for you here where they have said, when they had their first press conference, they said that the banks are on board and the credit unions are on board and everybody could go and check them and that they're doing it at an interest rate of 3% and so. Then they came and said that only 2 of the credit unions come back and they say they can't do it at 3%, but they could do it below 5%. They ain't settle on what yet. And then you're hearing the banks and NIS, the banks and NIS have not come back to us yet. It's confusing, bro.
Yeah, and up to now they don't come back to the people yet. But look how many days were gone. And some of them you only give them 14 days. And even though you give them, but even though they have the letter, that will give them no assurance that they get in the house,
Of course, it's not an assurance because what they've said...
The bank does not lend for 30 years and all kind of thing,
My friend, they're speaking absolute nonsense with that. And I think they need to respect the intelligence of Grenadians when it comes to these things. They need to stop disrespecting the intelligence of Grenadians. Yeah?
That's why Andy have to slow down. Because Deacon Mitchell is using Andy. Because Andy is not that intelligent. He's using Andy.
You think he's using Andy or Andy's using him?
I'm using Andy, man. Andy not using him.
My friend, Which other person? Okay,
I can't understand because I don't know what's going on. Who using who?
Let me ask you a question. Hold on, eh? During the period of Mr. Tillman Thomas as Prime Minister, various people acted as Prime Minister in his absence. You ever know them to take the Prime Minister vehicle going all over the country saying they're visiting people as acting Prime Minister? Without official activity, to just pop up in school, pop up in government places, pop up all over and say, well, you're just visiting because you're the acting Prime Minister. Under the time of Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, various people acted as Prime Minister. You ever see that happening? What does that tell you is taking place now when every time the acting Prime Ministership is placed in Andy Williams' hands, all of a sudden the Prime Minister vehicle left, right, center, all over the place. He popping up here, he visiting, walking out like, you know, the cock of the walk and all kind of thing. He's Prime Minister. You know?
No, that's not good. That is not right.
Papa, when you see them thing, watch yourself. Where Kaunda did say? Your enemies where?
Enemy in your shoelace.
In your footstool.
Yes, lie down there. Lie down in the shoe,
All right.
your footstool.
Let it go ahead.
See that tomorrow.
If I could see it, I hope the present Prime Minister could see it as well.
Well, he and Telesford going to fight because both of them want to sit on the throne.
Well, my brother, when they approach the throne of grace, I hope they have the right, the right to the Lord. Anyhow.
And you have to slow down. And you know what I mean? You have to slow down, boy. And
No, he don't need to slow down, you know.
Slow down.
He don't need to slow down. He could continue the way that he going. Yes. He could continue fast because you want them go fast, so hurry up and go.
Everything he jump in front like, you know, he's the champion.
Well, he was the Minister of Mobilization. Why he didn't mobilize for the stadium today? He's the Minister of Mobilization. Where was the mobilization for today?
Because he doesn't know he didn't understand what's going on. Because remember, Sheldon, they wanted this thing to start the independence thing, you know. A lot of people don't understand this thing yet, you know. And just because they couldn't, they end up in limbo, you know. All the plan was the starting this thing as the beginning for the independence next year, 50th anniversary. A lot of people don't get the catch up, you know. That's why they end up in no man's land, you know.
It's sad, bro. It's really sad.
Anyhow, buddy, you continue your good works, man.
All right, thank you very much, bro.
All right, bud.
All right. Yeah, that's my good buddy Ian out there in Canada. Good night to you, Patricia. And, of course, my good buddy Matthew. Matthew. All right, good, nice. In fact, watch, call Patty and Matthew and see what's going on. Kami, I know you're relaxing there, girl. I know you get a day off, but knowing Kami probably still go down and organize thing, you know. Folks, yeah, somebody sent a picture. Yeah, they sent a picture of what's taking place on the Carenage show, the candlelight. Yeah, the candlelight taking, that look like just the tongue of St. George. I ain't think there's a national thing. That look like the tongue of St. George alone, and that ain't even River Road or Dabo. But anyway, they say candlelight. So, and that comes through, that picture is from the Government Information Service, and me ain't have nobody with no drone over there, right? That picture comes from the Government Information Service. One of my good friends just sent it to me there. So that is what is taking place on the Carenage, the candlelight service. On National Heroes Day. I don't know which hero they're burning candle for, but they burning candle down there, all right, on National Heroes Night. So, I know. Just seems confused, like a bunch of confused people to me. They know if they're coming, going fast up or slowing, yeah? They know what they're doing. All right, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Let's take that call. Good night. Hello. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Hello, good night.
Night.
Hi, good night. You're live.
How are you doing?
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead.
Well, so I have to laugh, you know. I was listening to that guy that's speaking. I think he's a police guy. He was speaking on...
Go ahead.
Yeah, he was speaking on our other station like yours.
No, listen, caller, don't listen to yourself on the radio because if you do that, I'll have to discontinue the call. Yeah, talk to me on the phone line. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not listening to the phone line now. Out in the veranda.
Oh yeah, but go ahead. Listen to us on the phone. Go ahead.
But I wasn't getting you that clear.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I heard that guy say that a question was posed to Andy. He pulled it up on the thing and he was reading it out. Where Andy was telling people he have no ideas of what's going on in the country. When he pass and somebody tell him something that he come and say, how we could have people like that in this position running our what should use the word, say that he is a MP giving people instruction and he don't know what to do. You don't know how to build, you don't know how to do somebody else always tell you something.
I saw the bit that you're talking about. I think it predates the election, though. It's not something recent, if I remember correctly. I think it predates the election, but it speaks to...
It's something recently.
You're sure on that? I think it predates, though.
Pull it up.
No, but I think it predates, but I'll double check and be sure on what I'm saying. But even if it predates, it speaks to the individual themselves and their thought processes. They said clearly that they don't have no original ideas. Every idea they have, they get from somebody else.
You have no idea about what's going on.
But we know that.
Traveling and somebody tell him something, he come and he say. So the guy say, even in Parliament, you going and say that? So it's bad.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I could remember. Okay, look at Gary. I was in the days of Gary, and if Gary have to do something, he used to call people. You used to see bus load coming down. You used to see and they have something to show for it, right? The amount of people will come and stand up. Then after the revolution come, the guy was one, and the guy went up into Maurice Bishop home where they had him and I was arrested. So he's a hero too,
Well, we want to know who are the heroes because they're celebrating Heroes Day, so we're kind of confused.
He's a hero too because I went up there and when they make the cherry basket to take him out from inside, they also put him in the truck. I was there. And when I reached on Mackie soldier tell me, don't go in the hospital, don't go anywhere they go because they go shoot down people. So the same people shoot down their own selves. And I left and I went up.
My friend, we're still waiting to see the explanation of today as Heroes Day and who they consider to be heroes and why, and so on, so that these are the people that they're lighting candles for. We're confused, and everybody's confused.
People, now, I could even go back now to the 13th of March.
Yeah.
There were people that killed in Gary's Green Beast. They are not heroes too.
Well, I know of at least 2 deaths, I think, on
no,
in relation to that day. But
they
again,
are also heroes too because
they were doing their job.
Things.
They were doing their job. I know of there are police officers who lost their lives over the last few years. I can remember Edgar Brenty. These officers lost their lives in the line of duty over the years. In my mind, these people are heroes. I always remember Brenty. I always remember Edgar. These people lost their lives over the years as police officers in the line of duty. Are you going to say somebody else is a hero above them? Yeah, so how do we
when you look
come
at
to
what
that?
They're doing, it's only one person they're talking about. But if you go back, I had somebody say better they had this Heroes Day thing for the 13th of March. It would have been better so you could call everybody name from there, come back up.
Well, you had 2 elections on the 13th of March and a revolution. So 2 elections and a revolution on that date.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So I don't know, maybe my thing is simply this though. We need clarity on what they're doing and why. And I don't think Grenadians have that. It's a whole rush. You see, as I say, they're always rushing to do things. And they're rushing and doing it wrong.
If they tell you when they're passing on the road and somebody tell them something that what they're doing, you have to expect all this kind of thing will happen.
Yeah.
Because they have no dreams. They can't dream. And you know what the Bible says? Where there is no vision, the people perish.
Indeed, my friend. All right, thank you so very much.
Blessed night.
All right, thank you. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Let me just make sure I had them two things clear there proper and that thing. Right. Yeah, 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. All right. Yeah, people need clarity in relation to these things. And I wanted to call as the caller before. I know he called and he was asking basically about...
Major issue. We are committed to building, and when I say we, it doesn't mean the government has to build it, but we have to facilitate that to ensure it happens. At least 500 Grenadian homes to help with the housing situation in Grenada. Again, we view the housing as an area that the diaspora, particularly from an investment perspective, can get involved in. Because we know many of you who want to come home don't want to deal with the challenges of having to buy the land yourself, deal with the lawyers, deal with the bank.
Yeah, let's take this call. Hello, good night.
Hello, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Yeah, first I'm calling.
Oh, welcome. And you're live, go right ahead.
I'm calling from Loreto today.
Oh, Loreto.
One of the soldiers was on the foot
Oh, dear.
during that period of time. But as I experienced today, remember the same hour that massacre take place. You see what happened on the day, and still we don't get no rain.
So I kept hearing people speaking about a loud thunder.
That's a sign of a weak Grenadians to learn.
What was your experience on the day though? What happened with you on that day?
Well, on the day of that experience, I was right up. I was right on the fort itself. I saw several other soldiers was there.
Were you armed or disarmed?
Eh?
Were you armed when the crowd came up? You were there before the crowd came up?
We didn't get any arms. When we went and we searched, all the arms was just there, but it have no bullets. And I can remember Goat. He was one of the instructors. They tell us, do craft. But I still went in there. I saw several soldiers who are new, but certainly no really, I call the names. But when they said, and I saw when they was doing bishop and everything was that, everything was the experience. I saw when the nurse died and everything. So I'm very painful for the day until the time's on.
So let me clarify something. You're a soldier, but were you based on the fort on that day, or you went to the fort with the crowds?
I went with the with the crowd.
Okay. So you were not one based up there. You went to the crowd with the crowd to the
Yes, I was in the front line of the releasing. I was in the front line of the releasing from government house. When we took out Bishop from the house and bring him in the Janet truck. I know several friends that was there at the same time.
I heard a name calling Everall, I think Williams.
Yeah.
I think I was hearing that. There's a gentleman from Guelph itself. Here his name was calling.
Yeah. There were several elements of Guelph was there, and they was on the RMC side. But in things sometimes you just have to let the names relax. And certain things of that. But I was there and I experienced everything. I experienced when the Amulka come and the rocket launcher fire off. I experienced when a good friend of mine they call Vols. He gets shot from the machine from the Amulka. And my friend who was keeping duty, they call him Layo. He died at the moment. No, he died. So I had an experience of everything.
He died on that day? Hold on. Layo died on that day or subsequently?
No. He died in fishing. And that day, he went and told him, he put on his arms. And when we saw all the things were taking place, he left.
Okay. So when that was taking place, you left the fort and you came down, you went to, you head home, or what did you do?
No, when the massacre was taking place, when they put them to the wall, I was still on the foot they peeping. I was still on the foot, but when I saw the girl from up Grenville, the school child, when she tried to run and they shoot her. So I jumped down from the wall straight into that time they had a little car wash in the bottom of the foot day. So I jumped down there and hide because I know I was a soldier. Because recently I met a soldier they call Goat. And he was going and tell me, what are you doing here? Turn back. And several other elements who are new, but they are not in Grenada now. They are out at sea. So I just keep moaning and groaning because I saw each and everything. I heard all the gunshots and everything.
You were on the fort when the executions took place?
Yes, I was the people behind the big house. There was a big house we had as a garage with diesel and oil for Hamud cars and them trucks we had. Things where we used to always go there for fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So I stood there and see a lot, and when I see things get more, and they say clear the food, I also clear too.
Okay. After that, what happened? Did they come and pick you up, or were you part of the resistance afterwards when the Americans intervened in Grenada? Were you part of the PRA at that point in time, or you were in hiding? What was the situation?
Yeah. At that point in time, I was in hiding because I didn't, when I had experience that other soldiers who knew me, I was in the army, I started hiding. So I didn't take the thing because I was part of the militia during that period when I went back down to St. George's when they said they arrested. But I was there in everything. All different parts they went from the since beginning when they said we go to Freeway Prime Minister in Government House.
Mm-hmm.
And then when many shots fired, and then after we took him and put him in a Johnny truck, then they said, don't bring him in the Johnny truck, he do well. Because they gave him injection and things, so we took him and bring him down. But while they bring him down, they take him in a car and bring him on the foot, and he say he want to say something to Mr. White Man. Mr. White Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he called Jack and Kirk, and they went inside the room. And after that situation over there, while I was on the foot, watching that anti-aircraft going there, I started watching against it. I see the machine, the Hamilton them coming across from the fire station. So I just got hide and peeping, and I saw a real massacre. They had to shade inside the building and all these things like that. So, right?
Oh, goodness.
So up to now, this present day, man, grievance, the goal of Grenada have been lost.
As a person that went through that, what are your views on today?
You see, today, it's just a psychological gains of the system that exists here. The elements just trying to build something, but they are not looking for the clarification of the situation that happened. Because if you make an analyzation, even the same elements that involved in that massacre are leaders of the situation now. So we got to be careful of we looking. We still may have to look before we leap in time to come. Mm-hmm. Because all the elements have been involved with that. They are the leaders now.
Yeah. Indeed. That's a very serious point that you've made.
I do was serious about it, and it always grind me. And I even have a book, My Revolution, that's a very old book, but been written by Maurice Bishop. I still have it there, hide away, where all the situation, even in the picture where he was, we took him from the government house and brought him to the to the janitor.
Mm-hmm. Now, but me and you have to talk off air. Me and you will talk directly off air.
Yeah, man.
All right, my brother.
All right, take it over here, I'll tell you.
All right, stay in touch. All right, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. All right, folks, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And as I say, there's so many stories that are coming out of that day. But one consistent thread is that there is a lack of understanding to what people are really trying to do. That caller just laid it out. He says it's a psychological trick, basically. And it falls back into what I was speaking about, that they are attempting to make this prime minister into the new Maurice Bishop. They're trying to make him into Maurice Bishop and Obama. So they want a modern Maurice Bishop. So they want to use that kind of Obama tactics and still try to get the Maurice Bishop feeling about the present prime minister. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah? Somebody said I missed out one thing about the two of them. Not just that they were prime minister and that they have names that start with them. Both are lawyers. Okay, right. That is as far as it goes. Yeah? But when you check historically what Maurice Bishop did before becoming prime minister and the battles that he fought on behalf of the working class here in Grenada, and then you see the battles that Mr. Deacon Mitchell fought before becoming prime minister against the working class, then you realize there's a serious difference, a chasm between the two. He wasn't fighting on behalf of the working class. Yeah? So they could try as much as they want, you know. You could try, you could try as much as you want. But the reality is the reality. Let me just clear the line. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. 440-7377. Folks, just remember to make sure and register. Eh? That's all I say. Make sure that you get yourselves registered and ready. Make sure you get yourselves registered and ready. And several persons spoke. I saw messaging and different things about that thunder today, and just around the same time as what happened. And maybe it's a message Papa God sending to you. Yeah, that they had that thunder that took place just at that point in time. People all in Granans was watching with the rain. You understand? Where you had loud thunder, sun outside, and you hearing loud thunder, and so taking place at that point in time. Right? 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Give us a call. Yeah, we don't mind. We're listening to your stories. Give us a call. We'll hear what it is you have to say about that particular day or any of the other issues that we've raised this week. Again, the issue of housing remains very topical. We did hear what the Prime Minister, in fact, let me complete it because I don't think you all heard the full thing with the Prime Minister. Let me play it again now.
It's another major issue. We are committed to building, and when I say we, it doesn't mean the government has to build it, but that we have to facilitate that to ensure it happens. At least 500 Grenadian homes to help with the housing situation in Grenada. Again, we view the housing as an area that the diaspora, particularly from an investment perspective, can get involved in. Because we know many of you who want to come home don't want to deal with the challenges of having to buy the land yourself, deal with the lawyers, deal with the banks, deal with the contractors, and construct the home. You'd prefer to actually have the home built so that you can simply walk in and buy the home. And we believe there's a real opportunity here, both from an investment and from a use of technology point of view, to begin the process of transforming the housing stock in Grenada. So I certainly want to invite you again to look at getting involved and investing in this area. It is not.
Yeah, so you've heard there because the Prime Minister, listen, let me make it clear. As far as I'm concerned, Grenadians overseas, the neighbor Stringberry here, they may be living overseas. They may have taken up opportunities overseas to improve themselves and to improve the lives of their families. Yeah, some people left their children here, they went overseas to try and make a life for themselves, and that's how they were able to help their children, to help their parents and so on. So we have to understand that aspect of things and respect it. Yeah, I have no problem with having a program where houses are being built for a certain category of people here in Grenada. And some of the people, Grenadians, they are Grenadians who are in, be it Canada, or they're in the US, or they're over in the UK or Australia or wherever they are, they have the opportunity to own one of these homes. What we are saying is while you're doing that, don't forget the people who can't afford. Because when they're speaking about Project 500, it's coming across more as a project just for upper class and upper middle class people. We've got a call online. Good night.
Good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, good night.
In relation to the thunder, there's nothing cynical about the thunder today. You know, it's not the first time. I mean, it's normal to hear thunder, and we don't have rain in particular parts of the country. There's nothing sinister about it. So
no, I think some people just found it to be a bit strange, the time that it happened.
No. It doesn't matter about time. But 2 weeks ago, there was a lot of thunder here in St. George's, and rain was pouring in the rural districts. So I fail to see the relevance of it. So.
Well, you do, but they do. So I take their view into consideration, and the same way I take your view into consideration. All right, my brother? All right, thank you. Yes, some people found it to be strange. Some people is like, yeah, thunder, right? But some people just found it to be strange the time that it happened. You know, we are superstitious people too, and we have to admit that. We are a superstitious people in the Caribbean. So many people found it strange the time, not that it happened, but the time that it happened. All right? 440-7377. That's 440-7377. So as I was saying too, in relation to the housing, I don't have a problem with a Project 500. But if you have a Project 500, 250 of these houses can go towards the low-income people. The people who cannot come up with a $50,000, the people who cannot come up with a $70,000 to say that they're going to pay up front for a place, because if they could, they would have damn well go and build a place already. They would have do it. You feel like that we sit down waiting and saying, well, government building place and I go pay me 50,000 and get one over 70,000 and get one. They'd have done build a place and be comfortable already. In fact, they'd have been looking to add extension by now if they had that type of money. So you can have the different categories. You can have the 250 and you say, okay, this is for upper middle income and, you know, people who have money and they want to buy a place, that is for them. But what about the lower income people? But when you say Project 500 is public-private partnership, it immediately categorizes that out of the reach of low-income earners here in Grenada. Yeah? It immediately cancels them out because it's a public-private partnership. Now, government has to put money into it, and we all see the play. The play here is that when people pay for these 647 or so homes, that 40 to 50 or 60 million dollars that they're going to make through that scheme, that money that they're going to make is the money that they're going to use to fund the government part of Project 500. They don't like that we're telling you all that, but we know that is why they're doing it. That is why they're forcing people to have to find that money now and pay. And if you can't pay, they will get somebody who can. So they're trying to raise that couple of millions of dollars right now as the government part, because it's public-private. The public being the government, they have to put their section of money into it. So if they say the entire project is going to cost 100 million and government have to put half, or they say it's going to cost 150 million and government needs to put in a 50 million, they are selling these houses. They are forcing this situation on these 600 and something people so that they can get the money to go and jumpstart Project 500. You see them advertising the positions for financial officer, manager, for quantity surveyors, all the things. They're advertising for people for Project 500 that's going to be controlled through the Housing Authority of Grenada with the input from the Ministry of Housing. So they are planning to use the money that they're going to get from selling these condominiums, as they call them now. These condominiums, they are going to use the money from that to fund the public, the government part of Project 500. Now the rest of it has to be funded through private. So it means either the banks, so Republic Bank might have to come in and say, well, we are willing to, like the years ago when you had FinCo and them, they may have to come in and say, okay, we are willing to put in 100 million, government you put in 50 million, and we'll build the thing, and then through us, we'll provide financing to people, qualified people, so it ain't going to be the people with the small money again. We'll provide the financing so that folks can purchase these places. Yeah? Or that cooperative bank might say, okay, we'll put a 50, and Republic might say, we'll put a 50, and government put a 50. But when that happens, there is no leeway. There is no escape clause. There is no space there for people who can't pay for these places. You have to be able to pay and pay up front. How many people earning a salary, let's say even 2,500, have the space, the fiscal space, to be able to go into one of these financial institutions and get the loan right now to own one of those apartments? How many? Yeah? So understand what they're doing. So when he's speaking and he goes to Florida and he makes that statement, he knows the audience that he's speaking to. At least he's being honest to them. Yeah? But they won't be honest to you. You heard the chairman of the Housing Authority Board. They don't believe these kind of places is for people who they find to be of a lower income bracket. They don't believe that these people should qualify for such houses. So we've heard them. We understand what the plan is. When they were talking about 500 houses during the election campaign, they wasn't telling you 500 houses that people are going to have to find all this money to pay for up front. Because remember, after you find this money to pay for the house up front, according to your situation, you still have to find a couple thousand again to furnish and all these other things. They're not giving you a furnished house. Yeah? So understand where they are coming from, understand what they are attempting to do. Again, that's why I says I'm very interested now. They are going to throw out various things within the next month or so. Expect it. Look for it. Yeah? You know they have their newspaper. You know they have their radio programs. And you know they manipulate certain television programs. Then they have their myriad, their soldiers, who are the online army, the nameless, faceless trolls that circulate. And then those who have no shame, that's going to help them circulate their stories. So they are going to try their very best over the next 4 to 6 weeks, right, to distract us from all of the issues that are taking place right here in Grenada and the issues that are upcoming. Yeah? They're speaking about the CBI and the money that they're making from the CBI and so on. I hope that they've read the European Commission report in relation to citizenship by investment and their concerns in relation to the Eastern Caribbean countries, the 5 countries in the Eastern Caribbean that have the Schengen visa. In other words, we can visit any of the countries in the European Union for up to 90 days without the need for a visa. That is in danger of being removed, not just because of CBI, but because of the people that are getting the passports under the CBI. You've got Libyans who, of course, they're afraid of Libyans coming into their countries. Russians who are sanctioned, and we saw Grenada. The other 4 countries in the Caribbean, in the Eastern Caribbean, who deal with CBI, they stopped taking Russians. Only if they're taking them undercover, but they stopped taking Russians. Grenada opened out its passport program and took 2,000 in. That's 2,000 passports in the hands of Russians. Yeah? And the European Union is concerned about these individuals being able to come into their country because people have been using the passport, go to their country and then seek asylum. And it's becoming a problem for many of them. I read the report, so I know what I'm saying. Yeah? They have concerns in relation to these things. And while they speak about Dominica, Grenada is the only country that was accepting Russians. And that's the main country that they have an issue with. All right? I think we have a caller on the line. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hey, Brother Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
Good night. Yeah, Brother Sheldon, the guy was talking about the service today. Brother Sheldon, it was a wonderful service. I was there. A lovely singing. You have a young lady playing the steel pan. A lovely music from the steel pan. And the people, they enjoyed the service. After a portion of the service, some people leave and they went over the food with flowers. And Brother Sheldon, it was a wonderful time. I enjoyed the service. I have a good bit of people that attend that service, Brother Sheldon. And Brother Sheldon, when we are going down, all what we see is school children. We saw some school children happy. We wonder whether they have an exam. Not knowing that or in the stadium was going. And then when we reach in town, we see some children walking come up from town to go in the stadium. So that they rent a crowd with children. So I was thinking about, I was asking myself the question, if it's intercall. And very sure again, I want to say something concerning that. National heroes. Who are the heroes? Those that pull the gun and kill people on the foot, or them who die on the foot. Very sure I consider someone as a hero that raised the nose of Carrick and Peter Martinique. People like Kirani James that go and take part in the Olympic, represent Grenada with distinction, and bring back medal for the country. I consider Kirani James as a hero, Julia Murray as a hero, Devon Smith as hero because they raised the nose of the Grenadian people. But when someone get taken life away from someone, how could you honor people that take away a life from someone as a hero? Why? What they did to be a hero? Well, when you look at the government, I think the government went and sleep, and something come in the task, so they think about something and they just come and they talk about it, not really understanding what they're really saying. And after they say, then I think they regret what they said, but they just continue and going ahead with it. I remember when Iran mentioned about the 19th of October as a holiday, the Prime Minister came and condemned that to say no way. But now, the 19th of October becomes a holiday. So you see, they say something, the same thing they don't want, the same thing they come can do. So I asked myself, Brother Sherland, let us stay focused on the issue of the bread and butter. And they become all things to distract the greater people. But the bread and butter is people. What are the government doing to assist the people and to better the people's life? Because before the election, greater people were smiling. But now, greater people, they're catching the hell under this government. It's pressure upon pressure, more pressure. I consider the government as a pressure group. A pressure group. Well, I shouldn't have about this.
All right, thank you. All right, 4407377. That's 4407377. Now, yeah, listen. The first set of houses, the second set of houses, right? Outside of Project 500, there is an agreement with the government of Grenada to provide houses for low-income earners. Let me repeat, because this government seems to have no interest in the 1,000 or so houses remaining under this program. There's roughly about 1,000 to 900 or so houses that the Chinese have agreed to build here in Grenada for people in the low-income bracket. You have a list, maybe about 4,000 or more people waiting on houses. Yeah? This government ain't talking about that. They are not speaking about that at all, because you had about 300 and something, the first one 600 and something, so it leaves you roughly about 1,000 remaining. But you're not hearing this government saying anything about that. They need to be called out on it and say exactly what is the situation with the houses that remain under that program. Are we going to proceed with having those houses built? So at least the people who can't go in the bank and the credit union and get a 50,000, that they would be able to get a place to go and rest their head. Or is it a situation that you just don't care? If they can't afford it, they can't afford it. Continue in the situation that you is, because that's the impression that we're getting from the Housing Authority of Grenada now. Not the people who are working there, the board of directors that exists right now. That is the impression we're getting from them, and the minister and the ministry that directs them, and the cabinet that directs him. That's the impression that we're getting now. If you can't afford it, to hell with you. Remain in your situation. We ain't care. It's either you could afford or you can't afford. So if you can't afford, die your business. That is the attitude that we get in. That is the sort of thing that we're picking up from this government. So when they say, they go to Florida and they say, we're building houses, and you all in the diaspora might want to go through all the problems. And so we understand that. We could understand that, yes. They are Grenadians, and I think we must always remember, whether they are in the diaspora or they're here, they are Grenadians. Yeah? They are our brothers and sisters. They are Grenadians. They have rights here the same way others have rights here, because they are Grenadians. By the same token, you cannot be trying to deal with one set of people and you have other people down here in need. Some of these people, they have places here they could leave and come down, and they have places they could go and sleep, They have places they could stay. Yet they may want a home down here, or they may want an extra home down here. That is one thing. You have those situations, and then you have many Grenadians who are out there that can't even come back. They can't. So telling that is still only a certain level that he's speaking to in the diaspora right now. Because not everybody in the diaspora, not because you're living in Florida, mean you have money, Not because you are Grenadian and you're living in Florida, mean you have money. Because some of us does feel because somebody is in the States, or whichever part of the States or Canada or wherever, that they flushed with money. So that we had to say send barrel, and they just send barrel. Sometimes we don't know what they go through to be able to send that barrel. Send this or send that, and they just send it. They go through their own challenges out there. Some of them are still recovering from COVID. Yeah, because they couldn't work properly during that period of time. Some of them still recovering from that. Yeah? I'm not saying that to say that the Prime Minister is right. I'm saying that to say that they are Grenadians too. And they have the right to own a piece of Grenada. That's all well and okay. But do that as one program. But you're not speaking about the houses from the Chinese. You already take some from the Chinese that were given the biggest set of houses, the most that was given. You take it and you didn't give it to the people it was intended to, the low-income people. You take it and you had the chairman saying that you don't believe them kind of house days for them low-income people. Now, who's them? They want to come and live in them kind of matter. That is not for them. So, that is not for them. That is for upper class. That is for who working in that kind of place and that kind of place and carrying that kind of salary and so. And might be able to have the children in private school. That is for them. That's not for the people who are low income. But if it's not for the people who are low income, and that's the question that the journalist should have asked the housing authority. If these condominiums are too good for the people who are in the low income, what is being done for the people in the low income bracket? But see, these houses were built under the New National Party. Phase 1 was built during the period of the NDC. So they didn't manage it properly, but this one was managed. So they're talking about it, oh, the houses are nice and they built properly and so on. Yeah, because the New National Party was in power and ensured that they were built properly. The process was managed properly. Yeah? But now they're coming to do like, they want to give the impression like it's them that built it within the 400 and something days, 500, whatever days they've been in, that they built it during that period of time, which is not the case. All right? But as I've said to you all, expect the distractions. They're going to come with the distractions. They're going to come. They already started. When they started with the oil and gas, had not Mr. Gregory Bowen come on this program and put them in their place, you realize something. After Mr. Gregory Bowen come and he speak on this program about oil and gas, you realize they drop it. You realize they have nothing to say. The only place was throwing it up is George Worm. That's the only man. Good night to you, Cousin George. George Worm. That's the only man that was throwing it on every now and again. And as I think last week or when I realized that he suddenly realized that the documents are where they're supposed to be because they're in a ministry. They were saying all kind of thing about documents here, document there, all kind of thing. Well, maybe they have to go and ask him because it seems as though he has a good idea of where the documents are. Then they put a committee in place to research oil and gas, to meet with GPG. Now, they selected Mr. Nazim Burke to go and meet with Global Petroleum. The same people that he was accusing because he said his wife had gotten an email from Russia. You remember that one? Where they was threatening their life and so. And he don't want to say for sure it's Global, because you know he'd get sued if he did say for sure it's Global Petroleum. But they are a Russian company and the email came from Russia and email was threatening. He got threatening email and his wife got threatening email and so on. Remember that time he had all kind of security running up and down the place around him and all that sort of thing. Yeah? But you take the same person who basically believes that GPG was threatening himself and his wife, and you ask him to meet with them to discuss this issue. That person go in and meet with them in good faith? They go in and meet with them in good faith? I don't believe so. But you ask them to go and meet. But you realize they started up with that one because they was hoping that probably we wouldn't say anything and they would be able to make a big issue out of it and say who thief documents and go and who take documents and who hiding this and who hiding that and all sorts of things. They wanted to do that hoping to distract because they were getting serious pong on the fact that a company paid 18 million EC, then took the government of Grenada to court, and this government, instead of going to court and defend the people of Grenada, decided that they will give that company 22 million US and still has 56 million owing to 214 investors. No, they don't want that conversation. So attack. Yeah? It might be me, it might not be me. It might be other members who are sitting in Parliament on the New National Party side. It might be a tax on former MPs of the New National Party, but expect it within the next 6 weeks. I'm saying it clear. Expect it within the next 6 weeks. Because they know there's no defense of the budget that they did last year. There's no defense. What are you going in Parliament and tell people? That you fix the Molyneux Road? Hello? Your Minister of Mobilization walk around there like a turkey cock. Like if they know what they're doing, go and interfere with the original plans. Interfere with the hillside, now endangering the houses at the top. Interfere with the plans, like if the people that had it before didn't know what they're doing. Yeah? Now people can't get a bus to go up on the West Coast in the night. Because the buses don't want to go up into Mount Moritz and come down the Jones Road, and so they fed up. So sometimes they make 1, 2, 3, that dies it. They want to run late. Yeah? Inconvenience. Where that road should have been completed by now and the people could have been utilizing it. Your incompetence caused it to be in the state that it is at right now. Inconveniencing all of the people living on the West Coast. All living on the West Coast and in the north of the island who have to use that facility to get down to town. Inconveniencing them. Whether it's busmen, whether it's salesman, whether it's truckman, all of that. Inconveniencing them. It should have been completed by now, and there's no excuse as to why it's not completed by now, except the incompetence of those in this administration who feel they know better than everybody else and went and interfere with the project. But they want you talking about that. They want you to get the impression that this one thief documents and go, and this one involved in corruption and interfere in this one personal life and that one person. They want you to focus on those things, but they don't want you to focus on the nonsense that they are doing. That they lost the money from the UK. They lost it. Everybody knows. Between 2020, COVID. 2021, COVID. 2022, part of 2022, COVID as well. What implementation you could have during that period of time? Nobody. They're walking around. Yes, they had zero implementation. Stupidness. A blatant lie. And they know they can't defend it. They can't go in Parliament and defend it. They know when the budget debate comes up, they cannot go in Parliament and defend those dunce statements about zero implementation and this kind of foolishness. They know they can't go in Parliament and defend it. So what they're trying? Distraction. Forget he pays tax. How much money? Yeah? Stacks that say, all you pay him. Forget they organized to play Stacks, how much money? Stacks, Grimes, how much money? Out of Trinidad. To use all sorts of obscene language about the then sitting Prime Minister of Grenada and say all kind of nasty things about people over here. That they paid him. They paid him to say it. Come talking about political operatives being paid money right now. Come with your proof. That is what you have to do. Not go and plant pumpkin in Pumpkinville. Come with your proof. That is what you have to do. Because I want to know too, because I'm one of the people you're referring to, and I know you're lying. I know for a God-given fact that you, Andy Williams, are lying. The same way that your Prime Minister was lying when he talked about cabinet conclusion. But you see, what they want is distraction. Get them away from the issues. Get them away from the issues. Yeah? What is taking place with the Marketing and National Importing Board today, October 19th? What is taking place with the Marketing and National Importing Board? They reopen it. They get a private partner to join with government in a public-private partnership because they love public-private partnerships. But look who is the private partnerships that get involved in these things. Then ask yourselves, what part these private partnership people had to pay in funding the NDC campaign? Ask yourself. Because you see, court case dropped. But since before the election, you was hearing that the people who had the court case going against Grenada, that these people were funding the NDC campaign. We were hearing that all over the country. So when you're hearing about public-private partnerships now, ask yourself, who are the people that are in the private part? Not the public part. We know it's the government and the public part. The private part. So who is the private partner now? Getting involved when it comes to the Marketing and National Importing Board. Have they found one? Because in my belief, they had one sit down there all the time, you know. It's just the timing. Because they know we go say. So it's the timing. Yeah? So who it is? They want us to talk about that. No, don't talk about the fact that the Marketing and National Importing Board, they said they would reopen it by later in the year. Well, we later in the year right now. It hardly had later than this that you could get. We're nearly into November. By the end of next week, you're basically watching November eye to eye. And after November is December, and then all Lang Syne, with fireworks in the sky, hugging up each other and say Happy New Year. Yet, here comes 2024. And then, they will try to get you lost in the noise of the 50th Independence celebration. Try to get you lost in the noise of that. Meanwhile, you forget Marketing Board ain't reopen yet, you know. Molyneux Road still blocked. And look at the River Road project. It's stalled. It can't move left, right. River Road project stalled. They want you to discuss that. No. The refurbishment of the stadium. I was on the board of directors of the Grenada National Stadium. That work ought to have begun since earlier this year. This government has caused it to stall. Why? They want to make it look like they came in, saw a need to refurbish the stadium, and they spoke to the Chinese and got it. Don't try that stupidness. Yeah? It's only because of COVID that the Chinese were unable to come earlier to do the work that they had to do. The team started coming in since last year. But because of the general elections and then the incompetent people that you have in charge of the ministry right now, you cannot have that work done. In fact, that work should be way advanced as it is right now. The actual work on the cricket facility and the little bits and pieces that had to be done on the athletic facility. What's taking place with the track? The track at the athletic facility have to be replaced. And it has to be done so in a timely manner so that the track can be used for the Carifta Games, certified and then used for the Carifta Games. But again, incompetence within the ministry. Incompetence, and I'm not talking about the people who have been in the ministry for many years because they know what they're doing. It's the leadership that's incompetent. And now you see the change around PSs and so. So yes, Ollie bring back Des. That's a good move. I ain't gonna tell Ollie it's a wrong move to bring back Desiree in Ministry of Sports. At least she knows what she's doing. I ain't gonna say it's a wrong thing. All you know the shift around PSs all over. I hear the one in Karaku about to go. I tell you only what I hear. Let me tell Ollie what I hear. I ain't saying it's the truth. I telling Ollie what I hear. Karaku people only gonna tell me if what I hear is what all you hear. I hear Tevin say that the present PS in Karaku costing him votes. And he asked the PM to move him. That is what I hear. I hear Tevin say that the present PS in Karaku costing him votes. And he asked the PM to get rid of him, to move him. I hear that the current registration officer in Karaku is going to be the next PS. So I buy, so I sell. That is what I hear. If what I hear wrong, we go see. Because several weeks ago, when we told you all, there are going to be some serious changes when it comes to PSs. Some people say we don't know what we're saying, but you see it come to pass. So all you know the change PS in Ministry of Health, Ministry of Sports. I think they add one in Ministry of Finance. The one that used to be in MIT. Yeah, Perron. The one that used to be down in MIT, Mobilization, Implementation, Transformation. They take that one out from there. They throw them over in tourism. So they're over in tourism, and you know that tourism thing is along one sort of thing. The tourism, this, that, the other. They put them across there. But the change in PSs, what you need to do is change ministers. In fact, all you need to change the government. All you need to go. Because they're blaming the permanent secretaries for the failures of the ministers. So the Prime Minister, instead of calling up and trying to correct his ministers, is blaming the PSs. He's blaming the PSs in the ministry for the nonsense that's taking place. Or you go get Molyneux by early, or you go get Molyneux by this time, or you go get Molyneux by that time. We waiting still. If you listen to Simon Says, and please, those of you that get the opportunity, please listen to Simon Says. Yeah? And at the end of it, especially Jenny asked a very important question. What is taking place in relation to the traffic lights? What is taking place in relation to the traffic lights? You can't say you have to mark the road mark. You can't say you have to install the cameras and things, that install. Yeah? And all of those things were organized since the days of the New National Party. So what is the holdback in relation to turning on? You're waiting until it's Christmas time when it's all kind of man on the road doing nonsense to go and turn on the traffic lights. Okay, all right. You go see what happens if you try it then. And people ain't get accustomed to it by the time Christmas come around. Watch and you'll see what happens. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Shalom. What's going on?
But good, as usual.
Well, tell the honest truth, all of us here now ring around the rosy. We gain fishing barrel and
but this
crabbing barrel we gain.
Partners, this Grenada, so we ain't getting ring around roses. We getting ring around the bougainvillea.
Oh, right.
Ring around the bougainvillea.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But a bougainvillea have real big tons on it right now.
You know, it a juke bad.
Because this morning you're thing up there, alright? Now, they say that we would get this road and it's a two road there, not no one road, it's two road. One below, one on top. Now, this project they're doing up there, right now we gone to hell because the people on top, they getting affected as well. Because them people who doing the work up there, they ain't know what the hell they're doing. Alright? Because you're building foundation on loose soil, that don't make sense.
Well, I would love to hear.
Engineering.
Here's what I would love to hear. During the budget presentation, all of the wonderful achievements this government has in relation to healthcare. I'd love to hear it, brother.
Which healthcare?
Well,
which healthcare? They don't have this healthcare. Trust me, this healthcare system right now. People from foreign questioning about this healthcare system right now. Look at about a couple months back then. Deacon took his fellas and them and go down in Calvini and said they're gonna build another hospital. Quiet down there. Instead of you focus, okay, on the hospitals that you have right now. Focus on them right now. You're looking to go and build another one. After that one, you're looking to go and build a next one again. You find that makes sense? No. You focus on one thing first before you jump. Alright? Because I don't understand what kind of ratify thing they're doing. Alright? Now, this thing with River Road. Alright? I see they had this thing going so nice, so proper. All of a sudden, work done. When you watch it, piece of wall missing from quite up by Puzzle. When you come down by them fellas with their car wash and the little shop and thing on the side, the wall continue from there go down. Rainfall, River Road get flooded. People asking, but how River Road can get flooded and then people do the work? What work they finished do? They did not finish. Okay?
It's
and
far
they
from
said they was
finished.
going to do over the bridge.
It's far from finished, my brother. Far from finished.
Way far. Way far. Because it starts so proper. All of a sudden now they just, that was it. And them ministers and them come out and say, oh, you know, is the weather, we can't control it, you know, this and that. It's not about can't control it. You all start something, finish it.
My brother, had it not been for the work that was done there thus far, when we had that bad weather earlier in the year, it would have been serious problems in that River Road area. Had it not been for the project, imagine the project isn't even finished, and it already showed that it is a proper one. Yeah? It needs to be completed. The humpback bridge has to be removed. They have to put in another bridge. They have to do that side to the stadium there to ensure that the water now doesn't just back up and lash over into the stadium and the school and so on. But they don't care. The mean is we're getting hot weather now, so they don't care. Leave it so.
But the thing is, Shalon, the thing is about this whole project there, is that over the years, when all this rain been falling, because since I've been going Wesley College, this river coming down, when it builds up, all business places getting affected. Hubbards and them now, all the cement getting wet, the wood getting wet, this getting wet. They have to go and sell it at low prices. They know who are to come and buy damaged material or kind of thing. Okay, people cars getting washed away. That is money spending. You say you come with a idea now to build this wall to protect businesses, from losing the status and everything. Now look what's going on. Still that same thing is going on. And that don't make no sense. Every minute you want to run and do this, you want to run and do this. You're not focusing on one thing at a time. You're jumping. Next minute, now you look to jump over a cliff, now you're not even watching when you're jumping, you end up on rock. You know what are you going in?
A day like this, when you're talking about jump over a cliff, careful, eh? Grenadians had 2 issues with jumping over a cliff, and it wasn't nice ones, eh? Today is one of them.
I know that there is a heroes there. But the thing is, what I am seeing and other people are seeing, and they trust me, they're asking for it, but they're not getting it. All right? They have a health system that is there, and the health system is, trust me, it's dire. People going up there and they're not even getting attended to, people living in agony. It's bad. Would you believe foreigners had to come down here and it's like they vex, they go inside the place down there? They had to argue. People don't even want to attend to you. It's not nice. And you don't even have equipments. Sometimes they're saying, oh, you're not in your half that day when you go and check. Oh, shoot, you in half. You understand? But you want to go in California and go and build a new big hospital, saying it will be better than the one in town.
By the time next thing, by the time you build a large cross section of your population, gone to the great beyond already.
Well, but that is the next thing, because look at it, had the one up in I think it's up Guava up there. We're not by Guava up there. They had the hospital up there.
Mm-hmm.
How much workers you have up there? Some of the workers don't even want to go up there and work.
I actually don't have much information in relation to what's going on there. My Guava people, let me know what's going on up there. Let me know what's going on with that facility, because that facility is such that if someone goes into labor in St. John or St. Mark, even St. Patrick, there should be no need for them to have to come down in town. They're supposed to be able to do that there. You're supposed to be able to birth children, etc. there. There's several other things that were taken into consideration. Well, as I tell you, there are several other things that were supposed to be taking place there, but supposed to and is are 2 different things, eh? Intentions are one thing. The actual reality is a different thing. Yeah? But my brother, we're into the final 5 minutes, so I'm going to cut it short.
Yeah, but one thing.
Go ahead.
I see they always having this meeting that, they're always going in. They went in Florida.
Oh,
they
gala?
had this big thing. They say they accomplished this, they accomplished that, they accomplished this. And this thing they say they accomplished, this was already implemented years ago. These things was already there. These things, they never come out with these things. They just rename them. They just take it from the previous party. But they're trying to make it look like if it's them.
But see, that's what's been happening, my brother. And that's what, if you listen to Parliament and you heard Dr. Clarice Modest speaking, she was referring to that. And I referred to it as well last night, that a lot of what has been taking place is they take things that existed before, they change the name, they change around, they put what was first last, what was in the middle, they pay to the end, all kind of thing. They change it around, and then they come with that and they say, this is a new program. So NNP was doing bathroom and toilets, they call it wash. You understand?
Wash.
Yeah, so they can say that we achieved this, we achieved that, That's why I'm saying I'm interested in hearing what they're coming and say for the budget. I'm very interested. They ain't going to distract me, They will not distract me. They could come with all the sort of things that they're planning. Come with it. All the things they're planning, come with it. Because Grenadians know that you all fail. So it's just distractions that you all coming with. So come with it. Yeah?
They fail in 28. They fail in 2008. They fail all now.
They start with oil and gas. Well, when they get the answer in relation to oil and gas, all of a sudden they start to back off on that one. No government minister ain't saying nothing on it again. they start to back off. Yeah? So let's see how things develop. As I said, only a couple minutes remaining, and it being a holiday, I have to run as soon as 10.
Man, take your time, man. We go always chat.
All right, my brother. Blessings. Yes, indeed, folks. Because on Monday, we have a lot of chatting to do. We have a lot of talking to do on Monday as well. Huh? Yes, Monday, God's willing. All right, we've got a lot to speak about. But I'm saying this. They will come with distractions. They will come with distractions. Because they need distractions away from their failures. So they will come with the distractions. They would come with all the stories and the accusations. They would come with all of that. They might even go further than that. I wouldn't get into details, but they might even go further than that. Expect it. Know that it's coming. Yeah? But also know that this team don't back down from nobody. We're not afraid. Not one of us. If we was coward, our mouths would have been closed and we'd have been in the back hiding some way. But we ain't afraid. Yeah? You think the 5 people, you think Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, Honorable Emlyn Pierre, Mr. Peter David, yeah? Kate Skeeter, Louis Peters, Dr. Modest, you think these are afraid people, they scared? No. They know they had to afraid them. And they know when it comes to the Senate, they have to afraid the 3 people we have in the Senate as well. They have to afraid them. Because they know this team don't back down from nobody. So the time will come sooner rather than later when they have to account to the Grenadian people. And that coming up in the budget, they have to start the first accounting. That's the first accounting, not the last. That's the first accounting. They have to account for the budget. Yeah? They have to account for the budget that they put in place last year. And show us all the marvelous things that they have done in health. They have to show us that. All the marvelous things, they go to launching CT. They launching scanner in the hospital like if they know anything about it. The scanner days since before election. They come, yeah, we launching officially, all kind of thing. Yeah? Come, speak to the Grenadian people. Yeah, speak to them about healthcare and tell them healthcare is much improved and perfect in Grenada right now. Tell them that the housing has benefited the low-income people. Come and tell the Grenadian people. Come in your budget presentation and tell the Grenadian people that. Tell them that the economy on an up and up, man. Yeah? Tell them what is the future of CBI. And please refer to that European Commission report. Yeah? Just make sure you refer to that when you're telling them about the future. When you're boasting about how much money you have made under CBI. Also tell them why. Because you was taking people that nobody else want. When all the other Caribbean countries say, no, we don't take in. You was taken. So that is why your figures look the way that they look. But tell people the figures in relation to agricultural production. Tell them how much money Grenada has been making in agricultural production. And right now, all nutmeg plantation clean and everybody get the nutmeg plant and thing to put in the backyard. Tell them about that. Yeah? Tell them about the improvements generally in the road infrastructure and everything in Grenada. Come out and boast. Yeah? So waiting for the budget presentation. We will not be distracted. We will not be distracted. This government has to be called out. Yeah? We will not be distracted and we will not be intimidated. Just making sure they know. If they know me well, they would know that. Yeah? And if they know this team well, they would know that. And if they know the listeners and the viewers to Talking Points well, they would know they can't intimidate and we doesn't back down. Just let one of them jump in the comment section. They go find out how much we doesn't back down and we don't be intimidated. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points this week. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do, I want you to do it safe and secure because I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. So remember, yeah, Monday, we're coming out with Talking Points again from 8 p.m. But remember, go look for Simon Says. Make sure you listen to Jenny's program. And I will be uploading sometime, maybe during tonight. I'll be uploading an old program that I did with Devon in relation to the events of October 19, 1983. I will be uploading that to the Talking Points page So you all can look for that one as well. I will be uploading it sometime during the night today. Tonight, sorry. I'll be uploading that. All right. So that's all the time we have for talking points tonight. You know what? Let me go out like this tonight, man. I'm feeling kind of miserable. Let me go out like this tonight.
NDC can come back at all. Not one seat for them. We want progress and no more scandal. Not one seat for them. Hear what I tell all you. When you vote in election day, let the progress continue. Not one seat for them. We cannot take that chance. Not one seat for them. Greed is the insurance. Not one seat for them. We got to keep moving. So this election, when all you vote, let us bury Nazim. 5 years ago, we made a change because the country needed to be rearranged. LDC got in power, the country they couldn't run. Instead of lifting us up, them buggers they bring us straight to the ground. Look at how the country take off, man with so much speed. Just because we give Dr. Mitchell another chance to lead. When keep they in power, man we does beat with chess. Because that is the only time the country does make progress. Not one seat for them. Get the broom and let we sweep clean. Not one seat for them. Forget broom and we vacuuming. Not one seat for them. The heart don't have no romance. So if all you love your country, with yellow don't take a chance. Not one seat for them. Man, we want everything. Not one seat for them. Not 14, we taking 15. Not one seat for them. We don't want no opposition. Because them fellas in NDC have no love for the nation. Our worst experience was under NDC. So much mismanagement of the economy. We gave them a chance to run this country, but them boy couldn't do it. Even the blind could have seen. And I say they spend all their time trying to fight Peter, and they put the country in a state of disaster. 5 years in government, them fellas they spend fighting. They don't have a good track record. How the hell they expect to win? Not one seat for them. NDC can come back at all. Not one seat for them. We want progress and no more scandal. Not one seat for them. Hear what I tell all you. When you vote in election day, let the progress continue. Not one seat for them. We cannot take that chance. Not one seat for them. Greed is the insurance. Not one seat for them. We got to keep moving. So this election, when all you vote, let us bury Nazim. One come of the NLP and just look at progress. Dr. Peter said take a bow. My brother, you are the best. Put Nazim next to you.